Around, hoping that Larry is going to be here any second now.
Are.
Larry,
How are you?
I'm well. How you doing, brother?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Good to
Um,
be seen.
I, I tell you what, man. Today is one of those days for me with technology. That I'm like, wow, I can't believe I actually made this work. Because I kept screwing up, but I'm glad we're here. So we uh we talked before about what we was going to talk about,
Yeah.
but I don't really remember.
Oh, we were talking about maybe guitars or music equipment that we wish we had never sold.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
That
right.
that was that was one of the many things that I rattled off to you, and I'm like,
Uh,
whatever you want to do is good with me, and you're like, okay.
that 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 was one that was, I put it out of my mind. It's a great topic and a painful one.
A little bit, a little. I
So,
like. Okay, yeah, hit me.
what was what was your favorite, like, you know, what was it? Well, no, let me see your third. What's the thing you missed the third that you wish you hadn't sold?
Um,
Amp or guitar, major.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you're gonna. Okay, Nine, 19. Are you ready?
Yeah.
19 original Gibson, 1964 block inlay ES 335, just like Clapton's from Cream farewell concert. Exact same guitar, just was mine, not his. The only reason I sold it was because it would no longer intonate. And my guitar tech was just like, you have two options. I'm like, what are they? He's like, I can either drill four new
Yeah.
holes to
Yeah.
set things back so it'll intonate, which will kill the value of your nice guitar, or you can sell it and move on. He's like, it's your choice.
Wow. Wow.
And I was just like, it's not much of a choice, is it? And I was just like, well, at that point, the guitar had already doubled in value from what I had originally.
So you made money from it.
Oh,
That's
yeah, I
that's
did.
nice. Doubled your
Yeah.
money. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's a better relationship than most people have with guitars.
Yes. I was fortunate enough at the time where the guitar was sought after and valuable. It still is. It's just today it's worth a lot more money.
So we were talking a little bit about, like, for me, amps. Back then like in the 90s, there was one time I remember looking at my room. Now I didn't have hardly anything, you know. I had a 1968 Buick LeSabre, three guitars, and like nine those sort of Fender
That's
60s
dude,
amps.
that's was this in your like late teens or early
No,
20s?
early 20s, yeah.
Okay, that's more than most people had. I mean, like,
Oh, it was nuts, but I've always been somebody that I'm like, I can only play one guitar, one amp. I just want one great guitar, one great amp, you know? But the
There
other
you go.
day, I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he bought one of my like, amps that I was like, I bought, and then I was like, nah, this is just not it at all for me, And so he still has it, and it's 35 years later,
Yeah.
But it's like it's this mint condition 68 drip edge super reverb. Like you've just like it's a time capsule,
Right.
I'm just like, I didn't want that. Yeah.
You want to hear one of my amps that I sold that I
Hmm.
regret?
Yeah.
And you wanna hear who it was sold to?
Yeah, both of these things. Don't keep me
Oh my
waiting.
god. Wait until you hear this. So I had a 1960 black Tolex original tweed champ.
Okay.
So like after 59 in the year 1960, Fender started covering them in black Tolex to go along with black face amps, which was weird because they didn't make those until 64.
Okay.
So this was like the only amp that was covered in black Tolex at that time
Yeah,
for
yeah,
whatever reason.
yeah.
Okay, so I wound up buying it in con- in the same sale with my 335.
Mm,
Now, the owner of the shop, I sold him back the champ that I bought from him,
yeah.
and he wound up turning it over to drum roll Ron Wood of the Rolling Stones.
Oh, no kidding, really?
Yeah, and it's used
Wow.
on their unplugged CD.
Wow. Dude,
Yeah,
that's just that. Wow. Wow.
that's legendary.
Okay.
That's
On
the
the other
stuff rock
hand,
and roll is made of.
on the other hand, is like is that still unplugged? What the
No,
heck?
no, no. Even though it's just like they just went to small amps and acoustic guitars and whatever.
Okay, so this is my like the guitar. It's like I don't regret selling it, but I do, and I don't. I wanted it until I had it. It was a 56 ES 175 blonde 2P90s,
Beautiful.
beautiful, beautiful condition, beautiful, And I tell you what, like that was a collector's guitar, not a player's guitar. Every time I took it out of the case, I felt terrible.
Oh,
Like,
you mean you played terribly on it?
no, I played fine. It's just that I would scratch it, or I mean, and I felt like I was
Oh,
just
you
like,
okay?
you know,
That
it
bothers
was
you. I got
not
it.
a guitar that I could just, ignore and play and forget about, and it was so beautiful and it was so fragile. It really was, I mean, it was so mint. It was so good, And I think I only owned it for about 8 months or so, and I was just like, this is not the relationship I want with, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the interesting thing, like I've looked at like blonde ES, I think they're 355s with the dual dog ear P90s.
Yeah.
Um and like they're really light guitars. But they're like blonde or sunburst or heritage cherry basically. My feeling was, well, if you got the blonde, like scratches won't show up as much depending on the lighting situations versus like a sunburst or a cherry, you'll see it marked up a little bit more.
Mm. Yeah.
So that's the way I look at like blonde guitars now. But actually, like I don't I don't get twisted about that anymore. The
You
guitar's
know,
gonna get marked up.
and it was like I've had that with every guitar. This one guitar that it was just so beautiful. It was so perfect and it was so old. And it was just, I'm it was not for me. That is not, you know, I like, you know,
I was gonna say you got Goldie back there. What do you call that one?
a, a Goldie. I never had a
Oh,
name
okay.
for it, but like, this is perfect. It sounds
That's
great.
great.
but it's, I bought it for like $350.
The Scotty Moore guitar,
It's the perfect
right?
relationship. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he had a Gibson. I tell you, those Gibsons are like the most expensive guitars. It's
Yes,
nuts. The 295. I mean, you know, I guess they
$22,000
didn't.
bucks, man.
I know. I guess they didn't make many of them or something. It's a
No, they
great
don't.
guitar. Great guitar. That it's got a little strip of wood right underneath the pickups from
Right, right.
but not like it's only a little bit, and it's almost as thick as the ES 175. So it's just a little bit there, and
Yeah,
that it really does seem to make a really nice, sweet top end tone for it. You know what I mean? It's very nice. Yeah. But and it's also so much nicer to play that than, an $8,000 guitar.
yeah. I don't. I don't
It's
want to
just
play
nuts.
expensive. Yeah, I don't want to play
Yeah.
expensive guitars
No,
out anymore.
I don't even want to play them. I feel, but it's funny. I mean, okay, the guitar I play all the time is all beat up and stuff. It started a little beat up, but my goodness, I, honestly, I don't like. I wish it was brand new. I wish there was, you know what I mean, not
No
a scratch
marks.
on it.
No
Yeah,
marks.
with like brand new frets, and I, if
Is there a
it,
way to take a new guitar and protect the finish somehow from getting marked out? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
almost
there
like a
is,
screen protector for your guitar.
there is, and it's weird. I would say yes, there is, and that is any polyester finish. because because it's like that's what this gold, this gold guitar is. It's polyester. That guitar was
Oh,
made in 1998, and there's no wear on that guitar. It's got a couple cracks where it's been dropped, but that's what I'm saying. There's
yeah.
nothing. It's just the same. And back in the day when that came out, I was like, oh, I don't want anything to do with it because it doesn't have nitrocellulose paint on it, amongst other things. And now I'm like, I'm so glad that
What
that
about the
that,
other one you got?
that Les Paul there.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful guitar, but
See, you shouldn't you bought you bought Sparkles as a relic though, right?
yeah. Well, Sparkles was a master built, right? And
Oh,
I
okay.
I bought it like I was the third owner and stuff, and Sparkles is like a really nice guitar,
Yeah.
and it plays amazingly. I mean, it's like if you just like if you're switching between guitars, you don't notice it too much. But if you're gonna I play 3 hours a night. I really, after about 2 hours, I'm really sort of like starting to notice things about the guitar.
Yeah.
And Sparkles is just like, wow, I'm playing an amazing guitar. This is really great. But it should be. But like I say, I mean, it's like 25 years old, 30, wait, 25 years old now. And
Who
like,
made it?
don't remember, I don't
You
know.
the master builder? You don't
Yeah, I don't
remember?
remember. No, and I can't read. Back in this day, they put
It could have been Todd Kraus.
they put the little see that little thing on the top there where it's
Y-
kind of cracking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see it.
that's the it's like, and I can't read who it says and I don't remember. I
It could have been Todd Kraus or somebody like that.
well, it was definitely one of the guys because it was back in like, uh right around 2000, 98, 2000, something like that. And they only had like 4 or 5 guys back
I
then
was
who,
gonna say they had a handful of
yeah,
dudes back
yeah.
then. Yeah. Yeah.
But I picked it up and I was like, wow, this is like the best. This is just a really good Strat. It was like thick, big, thick, fat tone with nice top end, not too much bottom, not too much sustain, but it was just like, and absolutely even all over the neck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No dead spot right here in the D area.
Right. Right.
I just, yeah, I mean, but like this is a gorgeous guitar, and you know, I love this guy. I love Les Pauls. They're beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
It's not quite, it's not. Strats and Kellys, they have this such clarity. You hear every note you play so clearly. You really have dynamics and stuff. And I know you can with the Les Paul, but it has to be with maybe with what I'm talking about, with like even less volume. There's the mid-range thing, you know.
Yeah, well, the telly is nice because it produces these big type of piano type tones with that clarity you're talking about.
Man, I tell
This
you,
this
that's the
guitar
great.
does it. This guitar does the same thing. If you get the right Les Paul, it will do those same type of tones.
Well, see, that's why I like this one. It's very crisp, and so like I mainly play it in the in between stuff, and I get that sort of out of phase Strat sound that I love, and yeah, that's
Little
why I
cracky.
like this one. Is because
Yeah.
it's the crispest sort of sounding Les Paul I ever had. But even then, compared to a Strat, then the shorter scale length. There's like the string vibrates more, and there's more or less, less definition, more substance.
Well, I mean, look, the shorter the scale length, unfortunately, the drawback there is the stability, right? It doesn't stay in tune as well as nearly a Fender. Fenders stay in tune better because they got longer scale lengths.
Yeah.
You could like, dude, seriously, you could throw a Strat or a Telly across the room, pick it up, tune it up, go play your set. Everything will be totally cool.
And
You can't do that with the Gibson. It'll break in half.
I was gonna say, you'd have to pick up the pieces of your Gibson,
There you go.
head to the luthier. I've heard it said many times, it's like a Gibson is not, yeah, it's not really good until you've broken the headstock at least once. And I've never had a headstock break. And I'm like, that
Yeah, I'm good
doesn't
without it.
sound
Thank you.
right. That's what people who broke their headstock say. The people who have
Yeah,
not yet broke
of
their
course they're going to say
headstock.
that.
Yeah.
I got news for them. You know what? This sounds perfectly fine. It's never been broken. Just saying.
I do like a brand new guitar. That's what I love about this. It's like all the frets are perfect. Everything is just, and that there's something just so lovely about that everything works fine. And but like, you know, my Strats tuning pegs are so worn out now. I'm like, it's getting frustrating.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, like, look at this. Like this, you know,
Oh, whoa.
and this sort of stuff happens all the time, and they all rattle and fall apart, and it's just like
I had to change like I had the longest Strat I had was my 7-Up Green Eric Clapton Stratocaster from 92. Um and I changed the tuners on those at least once throughout the 18-year period. So it's like, unfortunately, they don't last forever. And I've bought new custom shop guitars where I've had to
Mhm.
replace tuners after a year
Yeah.
because they just unexpectedly can give out at any time.
Mm.
There's no rhyme or reason. Have you
Well,
ever had one give
these
out?
mm, no, not on the Fender. No,
Well,
not until these. Not until these.
they,
But this has been a long, long time.
they
Yeah,
give out in here.
yeah. Well, these kind of doing that too. It's like,
Yeah.
it's just I can feel it. They're just wore out. But I don't know. I don't want to change them, but I'm going to have to at some point. But I'm not talking about that anymore because it upsets me.
Sorry.
No, um, I don't know. What's your like? I feel like the Telecaster could have been the only guitar ever made. Like that, you can do anything with the Telecaster. That was so amazing.
I
You know,
agree.
I mean, everything from there is like different flavors of. Okay, so you've got the guitar. We covered that. You know,
But you
I
can,
mean,
yeah, the Telecaster is so much more than just a country guitar.
fantastic. Oh no,
I mean,
you can do anything,
look what Jimmy
anything.
Page did with it for Led Zeppelin 1.
I mean, you can play any style of music with the Telecaster. Even more so, I think, maybe than a 335. A 335, both of those could be the only guitar you ever had. Fine, right? You could have a Telecaster or ES 335. You could if you had a good one of those, you'd never need another guitar. You know,
I would take the Telly all day over the 335. I mean, if I was like really
I just
actively
take
playing and
whichever was
stuff.
better. Yeah, I'd take whichever was the better guitar. I just all about having that magic. You know,
Well, if I
some
mean,
guitars you pick up and it just inspires you, and there's that like, you know, I mean,
yeah, I think the kids call it vibe today.
you know, like the the best like the okay, the two best guitars that I ever had with that ever played. I never had either of these guitars, but one I was in Ray Henning's Heart of Texas back. That was a great music store here in town, and a friend of mine was in there. He was an older guy. And he was looking for a guitar, and hanging on the wall was this beat up ES 330. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a guitar so just played till it's you know, it looks like it was like it was destroyed, you know, like
Yeah.
the block inlays were missing and stuff, you know,
Wow.
and not all of them, but half of them at least, you know, it was just genuine play had just beaten it down. And you pick that guitar up and like you play a note and there was like fireworks and sparkles happening throughout the entire it was insane, you know, it was just like what's
Yeah.
going on, you know, any note you play, it was just incredible. And I had the same thing with the Telecaster. It actually wasn't a real I was into a copy of a Telecaster a friend of mine bought, and
Yeah.
it was the same thing. He picked up that guitar and played notes with it. It's like, wait, there's something's happening here. This is not. This is really different. You know, uh, this is special. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it, this like this guitar is like that, but a little bit less like that, less sparkly and more consistent. You know,
Right.
which I like because those guitars had the you know that like we're this is fantastic, and we might even be like you know about to explode, but they kind of might explode. You know,
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
but no, I did. Yeah, I wish either of those guitars, though, honestly. I mean, if either of those guitars probably the only guitar you'd ever need. I mean, it was just that's nuts, you know.
I had a Nocaster, one of the first 50 that came in
Yeah,
back into existence when they
yeah.
made when they did the first 50 Nocasters, and they did 50 matching Mary Kay blonde Stratocasters to go along with.
Uh,
They were known as the Kineto
yeah.
custom
I
shop.
remember those. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I had number 44 in the Nocasters, and that's a guitar I regretted selling for sure. That thing was magical. I recorded and wrote tracks on my Meeting You record with that guitar. That thing was pure fire. That was a rockin' Telecaster. That was perfect for me.
Yeah. I mean, a great Telecaster is just fantastic, right?
Yeah,
So what about amps? We were talking about amps earlier. I never had like uh a Vibroverb, the
I had a
single
friend.
15.
Yeah, I had a friend that had one.
I mean, I
That was
had
his
friends that
first
had one,
amp.
but I never had one of those. I had
Yeah.
like deluxe reverbs. At one time, you know, I was telling you with like 9 amps in there, you know, I think 4 or 5 of them were super reverbs.
Wow.
And there was like a Fender Twin deluxes, you know,
Tweed Deluxes or Deluxe Reverbs?
just all 64 and 65,
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Deluxe
deluxe
Reverbs.
reverbs. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that's what. And I didn't really start playing. I like before I started. I'm sold on this Lion pedal. I love this thing, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But before I was playing through an amp pedal, I was playing through a 58 Tweed Pro, you know, so
Yeah.
single 15 with that Tweed circuit, you know,
Yeah.
35 watt sort of,
Right.
and that was great. But you know, 20 years ago, it was the right volume,
20 years ago. Yes.
you know. But
20
nowadays,
years ago.
you you'd be on three, and you're loud. You're just
Oh,
like,
yeah. You know, if someone
yeah,
said to
I'm
me
the
like,
loudest
"I'm gonna
person
take,"
here.
yeah, I'd be like, if someone
Yeah.
said to me like, "Hey, I'm gonna take my Tweet Super to the gig," I'd be like, "Yeah, I know the place you're going to play. They're gonna tell you to turn it down within two shakes of a lamb's tail.
Oh,
Are you sure you want to take that amp?"
you know, and back like in the '90s, it's like I played in this one band called Texas Radio with this other guy called Jens, right? And he played guitar. Both of us were playing Strat. And I guess I played an arch top, but he played Strat. We both played Blackface Fender Twins
Oh,
on
jeez.
on nine.
Were you guys wearing earplugs?
No,
No.
no. But it was all down by our feet. It wasn't that loud. Well, it was loud, but it was way louder for the people out
I was
front
gonna say it was
or
louder
across
for
the
the people
street.
out front. Yeah, right. Jesus. Wow.
In the club across the street, it kept having to replace its light bulbs because we kept blowing them out. Man.
Wow.
I mean, it was, but it's funny. That's still about the greatest sound I ever heard. A twin reverb with like a not a JBL speaker, like a Celestian or something.
Sorry.
Maybe
Yeah.
a speaker that's not going to distort too much. Turned up to like 7, 8, 9, 10. It's, I mean, because it's not preamp distortion, right? It's all the twin reverb is all about or amp distortion, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can
Absolutely.
overdrive it, but the amp itself is just going to be clean. How loud, you know?
It's well, that's why BB King used it because
They're
first of all,
fantastic.
it was
Best
always
sound.
there. It was always a
Oh yeah.
backline amplifier at every place he went to, number one, so he could depend on that for his sound. And number two, it was always reliable.
Oh yeah. Well,
And number three, he had the same tone everywhere he went, pretty much, more or less. I mean,
they're not always reliable because I saw that one that Albert King was playing, and it caught fire. And flames were like 3 feet out the back of it before they got there with a fire extinguisher.
oh boy,
He never quit playing. They put it out. It was in Holland. It was like at a music festival, and so it was a big stage, and they had backline and all that stuff.
I've never seen that.
I have never seen it or heard of it since, but I'm not exaggerating at all. I was only like 18 or something, and I was just like, wow. I hadn't seen the movie Spinal Tap yet, so it
You were
didn't.
talking about that movie last
Yeah,
night on the channel.
it hadn't really got me. I didn't understand quite the ramifications of like this is just like Spinal Tap because they put the fire. They like he's singing. They came up behind it with a fire extinguisher because there's flames this high out the back of his amp, which it's not making noise anymore, but it's burning. You know, they put the flames out and then they wheel it off. And push another one back in. And there's like smoke. We're at outside stage though, right in Den Haag, Holland, and you know plug him back in, he finishes the song. And as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid, I was like, "Oh, that made a big impression."
Absolutely.
And but it made a big enough impression that I've forgotten a lot of stuff. But here I am, 40 years later, going,
Right.
"You'll never believe what I saw." So yeah,
I've only seen one amp malfunction that I can recall. I mean, I may have seen more. I don't know, but the one that I really sticks out to me
you never had a
was
power transformer go out on you.
I
You
blew
never
my I blew my power transformer in my Marshall 50-watt plexi.
really.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense. That's the same. I was going to say, if you were going to say no, I was going to say, well, you never had a box before, but those Marshalls, that plexi, the same way, it's kind of a hot. It's kind of hot the way it runs. Not a lot of ventilation,
Hot temperature, yes.
but really,
Um
really, those Vox AC30 top boosts.
oh, they're hot. I've owned a couple of those.
I mean, they're more than hot, right? It's like this is nuts hot.
Oh, it's like cooking egg on it hot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you
it's
do
it's
cook on
it's
it.
the hottest amp I ever.
EL84, that's the thing with EL84s, they burn hot, they burn bright, but they sound amazing. That's what I have. I have a pair of them in my signature amp, man.
Carlos, hello, man. Kelly Quinn, hello.
Hey
See you
guys,
guys. I
how are
just
you?
noticed the chat. We're just sitting here
Oh,
chatting. So sorry. Hey, well, yeah,
say
we're
hi.
talking about amps and and stuff like that. Um, so did you ever have you had your own, it was like a 210 super, right? Like a
Yeah,
tweed super amp, right? And that's
yeah.
what
I
you
mean, it's,
settled on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, more or less. Just cutting down the power to 20 watts, having a Class A, and then putting reverb and tremolo. So it's like we sort of took the best three eras of Fender and put them in this amp. We got
So
blackface reverb, brownface tremolo, and tweed amp circuitry.
so were Tweed Fender amps Class A? I didn't know that. I
No,
thought that was just Vox.
only Vox was Class A, but
Yeah.
the Fender amps that were Class A were the Tweed Champ and like a Tweed Deluxe. Those were pretty much Class A. Maybe a Tweed Princeton as well.
Did you ever have any Gibson amps?
Uh, no, like a
Man, those are good
GA7.
amps. Yeah, well, what is the GA7? That's a Skylight, a little tiny amp, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Skyline.
And that's
It's just,
so I had one of those. That's a good amp, but it's quiet and it breaks up a lot, right? It's hard to
yes.
get that clean, even for like bedroom volume, you
Yeah, I
know?
had, yeah, Victoria Amp Co. actually made me one time, and they put it in like a Tweet Deluxe type cabinet for me, and they sent it out to me, and I played with it, and I think I used it. I tried it out at one of my gigs, and I called him back, and I was just like, I'm like, I need a Tweet Deluxe over this. I'm like, I need a little bit more out of what I'm getting. And he's just like, cool, I get it. So I sent it, I took the chassis out, the brain, sent it back to him, and then he sent me the Tweet Deluxe brain, and I just put it right back in. And I was good to go. And I spent the rest of the summer playing through that Tweet Deluxe amp because my Matchless Clubman 35 at that point was too noisy. I was
Yeah,
picking up all the neon signs and
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
and all these bars that I was playing in, and
Hmm.
I'm using Class A EL34 amp, like basically a Marshall Plexi style amp, just a little bit more well defined. But it's just like there's so much noise and crap going through it. I'm like, I need to dump the high gain and get through something that's non-master volume and
I always wanted
clean.
yeah, I've never been able to play with a master volume amp. It never worked for me. I couldn't figure it out. It's not like it, I've
Excuse
just
me for one
never.
second, Dave.
No
Sorry.
problem. No problem. Oh, well, listening to Larry's phone call.
No, we're
Yep.
good now.
So, what I like, I always wanted an amp that I never could find, and that was like for me the perfect amp was a deluxe reverb, just pretty much stock, probably with like the just like the tremolo always on mod. That's about it.
Right.
Other than that, stock. I might pull the tubes for the you know first channel to make the second channel a little thicker, but probably I'm just but it was 22 watts was not quite loud enough. It
Mm,
was great mostly, but sometimes you'd play with a band that was just like, look, I don't want to be, what I'm saying, trying to play loud and stuff. So I just wanted one that was like had double that power. You know what I mean? One preamp into two, maybe with two tens or something, because
yeah,
I love the sound of the the six L6s, no, six V6s. Oh,
you like the six.
creamy.
See, I like the 6v6 over the L6. The
Yeah, me too.
L6 is
That's
the
what I'm
bigger
saying.
power tube.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I love the 22 watts with the deluxe reverb with the six V6s.
V6s. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I needed it to be like 30 watts. Yeah. It's like this isn't quite loud enough at
yeah.
times.
Yeah.
If you're playing in a trio, it's fine. But if you're playing a 4-piece, 5-piece, something bad, it's like, you know, I need a little more headroom so I can play a little cleaner. I'll be heard a little bit clearer, you know, and I can, you know, nobody ever made that. You know, it was always like, because like that's what I'm saying is I feel like the
Not
six
back then.
V6 was a big difference in sound to the 6L6. 6L6
Huge.
was a lot, you know, a lot harsher, and I mean it's great sounding too. 6 V6 is beautiful.
Well, the way I looked at it was like the 6v6 was like would get you ZZ Top and Derek and the Dominoes. If you wanted a 6L6, you were like looking at the American version of the EL34, but I like the EL34 better, personally speaking. I know that because it's in my sword, and I
Yeah,
chose to have it there. So
yeah,
that was
yeah,
a special modification I made with the builder.
yeah.
But I I don't like the way a 6L6 sounds. I know it sounds like big and beautiful or whatever, but it just doesn't grab me the way
I would
that.
say I do love the way they sound, but I personally I prefer, you know, a deluxe reverb sound to a super reverb sound with the same speakers, you know. But not quite. So, but the one amp that I was getting to is that, like, I had this Gibson GA40 Les Paul.
Yes.
That was a great amp, you know. And when I had it, it was not quite loud enough. I wish I
Wow.
didn't sell that amp, you know, because it's 14 watts, right? But I think Class A, it was loud, but it was
Yeah.
so old that, like, you know, the speaker had the transformer on the speaker, you know. Those are
Interesting.
such wonderful amps. It had, you know, it had the true harmonic tremolo. Its tremolo was, it didn't have reverb. It just had, you know,
The trem.
oh, and the best thing about it was it had volume, had instrument volume, vocal volume, and then it had tone.
Interesting.
That was it for, you know, that's what I need in a guitar amp. Louder, softer, tone, more, less. Good. Perfect. And then, you know, and it had tremolo, which of course had the rate and the speed and the depth, you know. So that's the controls on the amp were for the tremolo, the other half were for the same amount, were just for the volume and everything, you know. It was beautiful. I guess people say they're dark sounding, you know, uh, uh, darker, you know, more. I guess more like a Gibson has a sort of a darker sound than a Fender, you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Same sort of way as that, right?
Did you ever play a magnetone amp
Never, no.
like a
Mhm.
Twilighter, like Lonnie
No.
Mac?
No,
Do you
never
like
did.
Lonnie Mac?
Yeah, no, I'd have liked to play through one, just they're fragile, right? I mean, it's like they're not huh.
They're
But
built.
I really didn't see hardly any of them around, you
Yeah,
know?
they're expensive for one. Like when they reissued them, like they're I mean they're in the $2,000 plus range. Let me put it to you like that. I mean they're expensive, but they are a great sounding amp, and their tremolo is like a univibe. It
So it's like
reacts.
a rotating
It
speaker.
well, it's no, it's not a rotate. It uses photo cells,
Okay, so it's like that's like
so it's like a
the Fender one.
univibe.
Isn't that the
No, it's
same
not
as
like
the
a Fender one.
what does Fender use? What did the Blackface Fender use? I thought they used the photo cell. Yeah, they did, right?
No, harmonic.
Really?
Yeah, tube harmonic pitch shift.
What was the? Because they always had that little inside there in a Blackface Fender, you know, there's that little black sort of it looked like a diode or something, and as you turned up the, you know, it would pulse with light, and as you turned it up, it would go more, less. You know, it was the intensity and the speed. You know,
Um, God,
that's what all the like all the blackface fenders I had one of those in there, but it's definitely driven by two. You know, but you know, it was totally different sounding than that Les Paul. That Les Paul was so luscious. Oh, you know that Les Paul amp.
right.
You know, and the thing was too, I mean, it was an original speaker and stuff. It sounded beautiful. I wish I hadn't sold that amp. That's
Yeah,
the one, you know, that especially with the way volume is places now, it would have been perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I like look. I'm good with what I got now, so I'm not crying over any spilled milk that has been spilled.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
I mean, I wouldn't like if I was gonna go play a gig. I wouldn't take this guitar.
really,
Yeah, I would get a Fender.
really, for the
Yeah, it's just
versatility.
more
Yeah,
versatility and reliability. More so for
yeah.
reliability, and that's just it. Because that's what I'm looking for in terms of what I need the proper tool to do what I need to do.
I would definitely say that my
Okay.
Les Paul is my most like reliable guitar. If I was like you got to turn up, you got one guitar, it's got to work. I'd grab a Les Paul. It's because it's I mean like Fender. It's like well, I'm not sure the tuner's going to work right now. And this little, I have to keep. You know what I'm saying?
You just need, yeah, you just need some TLC with that guitar. You just need to
I
take
need
it
a
to
new
need to
bridge.
take it to your tech and
I
have them
do.
work on it. I just had this set up a couple weeks ago.
Buy a tech or
Oh, by a tech, I wouldn't
have you
do
ever
it.
done the Plec thing?
No, it needed fretwork, so no. Um, I mean, when you get a new Gibson guitar, they're run through the Plec machines now.
That's why
Yeah.
that's very nice, easy to play. Doesn't choke out. It's just like, yeah, this is like I say, if I need it to absolutely definitely work,
Yeah, right.
well, okay. you know, it's this is probably my favorite one to play. What I play most nights. But yeah, not So what we've covered like what other piece of gear do you wish you hadn't is there a piece of gear that you wish you hadn't sold? I can't think of anything really. Other than that one ES-175, which I'm glad I sold, but also miss.
Other than the Telly and the 335,
Hmm.
amp wise, um, the only thing that I really, really miss is probably my matchless Clubman 35. I
Was
like
that
that.
the was that a 212 one or a 112 or what?
It was a head with a 212 bottom.
Wow, that's a lot easier to carry.
Well, the mattress, the cabinet was open back, so it
Hmm.
was really light in terms
Yeah,
of carrying gear. Like
yeah, and you got
there
the
wasn't,
head separate. That's
yeah,
nice.
there wasn't a lighter cabinet to carry. Trust me.
No, that's nice.
Um,
I
yeah, but the head weighed 55 pounds.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me?
But it was built like a brick house, man. You could that thing was built
It,
like a
sa-
tank.
it sounds like it had a tank inside it. That's insane.
Yes.
How heavy was it? I mean, how many watts is the club? It's like 35 watts, right?
Yes. Class A. It was probably more like 50.
Oh, my goodness. That's just, yeah, that defeats the purpose. I tell you, did it have like the boxes with the handle on each end?
It
You
only
need two
it only
people.
ha- it only had one handle.
Oh gosh, it sounds like it needed two. I just can't. It's been so long since I could carry a heavy amp. Really, I, I, I truly, Oh, I guess the sound I think I like the most. I realize now is like a 100-watt Marshall through a 412 cabinet, but I don't want to be next to
No, I
it.
wouldn't want to be next to it either.
I want to be far enough away that I can hear it and play it, but not be standing in front of it.
Agreed.
It's funny right now. My my roommate, he has his surf band are rehearsing. Can you guys hear that at all?
No.
I guess not. They're loud because I can hear it, and they're like, "Fairway." Pretty cool. No, I like it. So, all right. Tell me, tell me. what was your first guitar?
It was a Aria Aria Pro 2 RS Night Warrior, which Aria was made. It was a Japanese company. They were
No,
made
I
in
remember
Japan.
Aria. Yeah, I remember the Aria Pro 2. I never heard of a Night Warrior. That sounds like quite. Was that like
It
all
was well, it was
all?
basically it was a black strap body, a
So it's
black
all
head guard, so all black guitar. It
it's
had
like
a
murdered out.
yeah, it had a humbucker and two single coils, and then it had a Floyd Rose
Yeah,
tremolo, and it's with the locking tuners, and I was like 13 years old. What do you want?
yeah.
It was basically it was like $250, $275 guitar.
My first guitar was that I told you I think it was a Tokai Strat. That was an insanely good guitar. I mean, it was
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, I mean, it was like it was. Yeah, looking back, I lent it to a friend and never saw it again. I miss that guitar. It was black. It was like nitro finish. It was like it was amazing. I mean, I see why they had a lawsuit in that because it was so good. you know, it just that they were copying Strats completely. It was just like so perfectly done. And I miss it. I do. That would be it was my first guitar. I wish I still had that one. I've always looked around for a Tokai Gold Star sound. You know what that is, Larry?
Gold Star Sound.
Yeah, that was like so that they had like in the right here they said they had like springy sound or gold star sounds. They had these different like levels of you know how because they made Tokais like with master builders and stuff. You could buy, you still can, like a master built Strat copy, but they're they were still cheap, I think, compared to. I mean, like I say, Fender certainly won that lawsuit. Tokai no longer had the same looking headstock and stuff because it was perfect copy. So, what was your first acoustic guitar?
My first acoustic guitar. I
Yeah.
still have it. It's upstairs. It needs a lot of restoration work. It needs a new bridge. It needs fretwork. I'll have to show it to you sometime. It's a Sigma Dreadnought. So it was made by Martin.
Oh, nice. Oh,
So essentially, it's a Martin Dreadnought, and it sounds and plays wonderful when it is working. So it's from 1986. So it's very old. I got it as a graduation present from my parents when I
oh, nice.
graduated eighth grade,
Yeah, lovely.
and I took it to overnight camp with me, and you know,
you, I love it. Um, do my first one, my first acoustic was what's that? What's that Canadian company that makes them? It's like Seagull.
oh yeah,
Yeah. And I remember it specifically because I lent it to Seth Walker and he never gave it back.
that's
And he
really not
just,
lending it out.
I'm like, Seth, he's got a channel on here. I'm going to be like, Seth,
Can I have
oh,
my guitar back?
I lent you this guitar. Remember that? And he's going to be like, you mean 25 years ago? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Where's
probably
my
wore in
seagull?
now. It's
Where's my
probably wore
seagull?
in now. Yeah, no, I don't have, I wouldn't say I'm a great anything guitar player, but I'm certainly not a good acoustic guitar player. I hear people playing acoustic guitar well, and it's just like, but I had again, a guitar that was just like too much guitar for me. I was scared of scratching it, didn't want to. But it was a really nice, like a Taylor 12 fret guitar.
Oh, you had a Taylor.
Yeah, but it was 12 fret, right? Not 14 fret. That they have that slightly shorter, like basically it joins at the 12 fret, not the 14 fret. Have you seen one of those?
No, was this like
It's a
a
smaller
very
body.
early Taylor?
No, no, they make them now. I'm like they have a slight more of an orchestral body, like a so it's a smaller body and the neck, like it just so I guess the bridge is a little further back, right? It's a little just 2 frets right further back, and it really the soundboard so it's longer, and it really they sound amazing. They sound like Stratocasters almost. It was like it had almost a little bit of compression even. It was a beautiful guitar, you know. But I'm just not, I 12s can't, I get like tendonitis and all kind of stuff pretty quickly developing when I, even with I think I have 11s on my acoustic now, and if I play that in a day, I'm like, man, what the heck,
Yeah, that's tough.
it
I play.
is
I use extra light acoustic guitar strings like Dean Markley extra light set, which are 11s.
exactly, and that's what I mean. Like, and I've tried putting tens on, but then it's just like it's not making the guitar vibrate at all. It's just not quite enough
Right.
strain
Yeah.
in it. It's like this
Yeah.
is. So I went back
Oh,
to 11s, and I don't play it because I don't want to hurt myself.
yeah. I'd like to get a Martin, like an HD 28
Oh yeah, yeah, really. I really like
or a D18, maybe.
yeah,
Some
yeah,
one of those two.
like a nice flapping kind of sounding guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, have you tried any acoustics with smaller bodies? They really resonate so well. It's just like it's so surprising. It's like, oh, if you're playing single note lines, it's like a smaller body acoustic's louder than
Yeah,
you know.
a triple O
Yeah,
Martin. Yeah,
yeah.
I've
I
played
mean,
it.
I do. That's what if I was gonna be an acoustic guitar player, which not in my card. I'm still trying to not fall off of my Stratocaster too many times in a night.
I like Steven Stills Martin, and
Oh,
so I've always been a big fan. And that's like an
beautiful.
HD 28.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for what bluegrass picking, all kinds of like picking intensive stuff. Those are fantastic, articulate, clear projection. I mean, they're really beautiful guitar, beautiful.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
mean,
like it a lot. I mean, like if I was gonna get another acoustic guitar, that's certainly what I would go after, and that would be a guitar that I would keep for the rest of my life.
really,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. I if I was going to get another acoustic guitar, it'd be another arch top. you know,
No shame in that.
I like arch tops. I really do. I like the sort of
Cool.
they have a very woody sound, but like what I'm saying, that sort of articulate, very articulate, but different. Not the same. I don't know. What I mean, very different sound than a flat top. but yeah, no, that guitar is really the perfect arch top. It's kind of like you remember. Did you play with upright bass players much?
I haven't. I mean, I played with like a couple in the past.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I mean,
I was found I played with really like playing with upright bass players, and it's so funny to me because like it seems like they all have a good upright bass and they have an old K, you know, and I mean the old K sounds good, but they were so overbuilt, I mean it's just like, and this is kind of like that. It's kind of like yeah, I drop it a few times, and then a dog knocks it off the stand. It nothing, nah, you know.
yeah,
That's the perfect archtop guitar. It's not like having a, beautiful Gibson L7 or something sitting there. It's like, I don't want to play that. Don't touch it, I like wow, they are getting down. This surf band is getting after it. Pretty rocking. Well, Larry, I'm gonna go play live pretty soon here.
yeah.
Are you going
I
on
mean,
again?
yeah, I'll be on. Well, it's heading on 4 o'clock, so I'll be on at 5, an hour later, and then as I'm finishing up, you'll be going. right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I might even,
Birds of a feather flock together, my friend.
I might even start a little early actually.
Okay.
Normally, I've been starting at 7, and it's 5 now. I might start at like 6:58.
Okay. Exactly.
We'll see. But I'm feeling,
You're
you
feeling
know,
the 58.
I'm feeling pretty energetic, so it might start a little early.
Excellent. This was fun.
Okay.
So, what? Now I have to have you back on my channel.
Yeah, man. Couple weeks from around this time, I will bring the questions.
You'll bring them. Okay. Since I
Well,
supplied them this time.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I feel like I did
Deal.
pretty good. I feel like I kept them going. But I
You
feel
did.
like for somebody who was like, you know, gonna interview you and ask you questions, I'm gonna let down the side on that bit, you know? But
Fine.
otherwise, I was definitely here. And I thought initially that I totally screwed it up. I was gonna have to redo everything. But it worked out. So I'm quite happy with that. One last thing, Larry. So I was sitting here going, why won't Larry join? Man, Larry's just not joining. And I clicked back and I was like, oh, because I haven't hit send on the invite.
That's funny. I was sitting here going,
Mm.
oh, I need to hit the join button.
Well, you were doing that a long time after I was going, what? Anyway,
Yes.
Larry, thank you so much. Hey, extraordinary
You're
person.
welcome.
Look at
Thank
that.
you.
Kelly Quinn. Who else is here? David Williams. How
Uh,
you doing, man? Kelly Quinn. Oh, we have a lot of people here.
yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you
so
guys
very
so
ordinary.
much. Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, we're both moving back and playing for hours tonight. Thank you so much. I mean, I really appreciate y'all watching us sit here and yap at each other. How you feel about it,
Absolutely.
Larry?
I I had a blast. I love talking this stuff with you.
I love it. Well, we'll do it. Text me and we'll figure out when we'll do it next.
Okay. Sounds good, my friend.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Dave. Have a good stream, bud.
Hey, you too, man.
All right.
Bye,
Take care.
y'all.
All right. Be cool.
Bye bye.
Bye.